Good evening, everyone. Today's the 10th of August. We're in the first week, basically just ending the first week of August, and it is super hot here. I'm just hearing from my friend Z that today is a public holiday in Singapore, which is why we're going to be a slightly smaller crew, but very exciting because we are getting ready for convention. Convention is about a month away, more or less, right now. And that's a very big reason for you to kind of hear this information and just find out all kinds of new things. And for the first time ever, we're going to be completely virtual. And I have to say, I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I have live streamed the convention every year that it's been available, even though I've attended. And I find that when I live stream it, I actually am able to go back and study something and listen to it for a second time. And for me, that's really important because I want to make sure that I'm getting all the information that I need and that I want, and I'm able to take maybe better notes, maybe take screenshots of slides that I might have missed. But of course, part of convention, the beauty of convention is that getting together with thousands of people and seeing everybody in the same place. So I'm looking at the chat. Z's telling me it's super hot in Singapore. Yeah, it's been, I want to say, we have now super hot, obviously in Singapore or even in Malaysia can be 40 centigrade. Super hot for us here. I want to say we're about between 35 and 36, which for New Jersey is pretty high. That's about 90 degrees. I know when I step out of my house, and we have air con in our house, but when I step into my garage or outside, I feel like like an oven door is being opened, and then I'm getting that blast of hot air. So I don't know where I'm reaching all of you. I know most of you. I see a couple of you on from the Philippines, wherever you are, Malaysia. If you're on from Vietnam, I'm so glad that you're here and welcome today. So yesterday was Singapore 55th National Day, and it fell on a Sunday, so Monday is an observed public holiday. Not very hot in Penang. Okay, cool. Suan, Suan B. Good to hear that it's not super hot. It is very hot. It's very hot in Penang, yeah, and rainy in the Philippines. Okay, thank you, Elaine. So we have had, I don't know if you've heard, but we've had some storms where I have been. And so last Tuesday, we actually, and I see a couple of my friends here from New Jersey, so maybe you can tell me in the chat. Last Tuesday at about lunchtime, about 12 o'clock, our lights went out because we had a tropical storm that came through this area, and it knocked out our lights. Now, I live in a town where I have a well instead of city water, but that means that when I lose my lights, I also lose my water. And when I lose my lights, of course, I lose my internet and all the other things. So Tuesday night, we kind of slept in the house, but it was dark and getting warm, and we were thinking, okay, how long is this going to last? Thinking that it would be about 24 hours. Now, 24 hours in a house with no water, okay, you can survive. After about 24 hours, though, it really starts getting old because you can imagine when you have no water, there's a lot of things that you use water for. And I don't want to go into them here, but just let's say that it wasn't a pretty sight. And so we made the decision the following morning to actually check into a hotel, and we were actually able to find a hotel in the area pretty quickly. And my husband, my son, and I checked in. My daughter's out of town. Many of you know that she's been living in Austin all summer long, or most of the summer. So we check into this hotel and we figure, well, we'll be here maybe a night or two. And we wound up being there 4 nights, and we just actually got back into our house yesterday. So it's been an interesting 5 or 6 days, I guess. I'm happy that I'm able to get back together with you before I head out on the road. My son and I are going to be hitting the road in a little less than a week, and we're going to be driving down to Texas. So stay tuned for some good videos. I think we're going to be able to live stream it a little bit. I'll do some vlogging and to show you where we are and what we're seeing. I think it's going to be really fun. It's kind of the last hurrah. It's a combination of say farewell to my son, get him into college, get him settled, and then go on and see some family members that I haven't seen for a while. So if you check out in the chats, we are going to be in Texas and Louisiana and a couple of other states in between. And it should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. So for those of you who are just hopping on, today we are talking about the Well, what was announced was the 5 reasons why you want to attend convention, but I'm going to tell you a secret. It's actually 10 reasons. And I didn't announce 10 because I didn't know that I actually had 10, but yes, there are 10 reasons why you want to attend convention. And so that's really, really cool. And why you want to attend a virtual convention. If you've been to convention before, if you've been to a live convention before, I want you to tell me in the chat. So please tell me in the chat, I've been to a live convention before. Some of you I know, I recognize your names right away. I know that you've been to a live convention. Tell me if you've been to a live convention before. I'm going to hold on because then I got 2 other questions for you. So those of you who've been there, Nick says yes. Okay. Who else? Nick, I imagine you're Nicole, but I don't know which Nicole. Lee says, why Lee? Vincent says yes. Okay, you've been to live conventions. Very cool. Z says yes. Okay, great. And then how many? Christy says not yet. This would have been my first. Oh, Nicole Tay. Okay, cool, Nicole. Great. So glad that you're on. And okay, so we've got a few of you who've been to a live convention before. So now tell me, how many of you have done live streaming before? How many of you have done live streaming? So I'm expecting this is supposed to be a little bit bigger number. So tell me, how many of you have done live streaming? And I actually have my cup of coffee here, so I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. So Ann B says she's been live streaming for the past 2 years. Megan says live streaming. C Hunt says live streaming. Vincent says live streaming. Teresa says live streaming. Went for leadership live stream. Oh, cool, Nicole. Christy says live streaming, but not for doTerra. Okay, so here's the deal. If you've never been to a live convention and you even haven't had the opportunity to live stream, this is the year for you to do it. And I'll tell you why else. In the next 5 days, you want to set up for live streaming, because if you notice at the top of live streaming, I actually gave you the links not only to the convention, but to the, oh my goodness, what did I give you? I gave you the agenda highlights. And so if you go to the website, you're going to be able to enroll, you're going to be able to sign up today to get the live stream, and you're going to get $5 off. So $5 off is a really good deal. I love live streaming convention, and I think you will too. Here's the good thing. The convention is going to be available. So I think this is the thing that some people worry about, that you're going to get the live stream, you're not going to have any time, and then the live stream is going to be done, and then you're going to be so disappointed and have spent money and just felt like why did you do this? And so I'm here to tell you why this is a great idea. So number one is, let's say you can get on live. If you can get on live, you're going to be able to see all the wonderful announcements. You're going to see people like Emily Wright and David Sterling and all the wonderful announcers and people and presenters that we always have during conventions. So that's a really cool thing. You're going to hear about all the new products, and we're going to go through the top 10 reasons why you want to go to a convention. Let's say you can't watch live. Let's say you get busy. Let's say, I don't know, you are driving to Texas and Louisiana and you can't get in front of a screen. The live stream will be recorded and will be available to you through the end of October. So between the middle of September or first week in September and the end of October, I think you're going to have time to hop on and be able to see it. So it should be really exciting. I want you to really get pumped up. And today, after you hear the 10 reasons, you're going to know this is the thing for me. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about why it's important to go to convention, because I think once you hear some of the reasons, you are going to say, that's the thing for me. Because I have to say, convention is one of my favorite things. And when I go to convention, I get invigorated and I get revived. And I feel like, I don't know, it's like getting a shot in the arm. I feel really, I don't know, pumped up and ready to go. So let's talk a little bit about convention. So convention has been going on really as long as doTerra has been in existence. In 2008, the original convention was about 300 people, I want to say, and was held in a small hotel ballroom somewhere in Utah. And basically, doTerra has never looked back. The first convention that I went to was in trying to think now, 2013, 12 or 13. And it was still pretty small, folks. It was about 2,500 people maybe. And I remember I went with, and you're going to know some of these names. I went with Nick Kilpack and Carrie Donegan and Hong Leong Shua. And I have to say, it was a really amazing experience. I felt like a pioneer, and I felt like I couldn't believe that I was actually there. And even though it was tiny, there was such a wonderful energy. And convention has only grown since then, as you know. And each and every convention, each and every leadership has just exploded until last year when we had 35,000 people in 2 venues simultaneously, just a very powerful, as you know, live public event. So this year, because of COVID, we're not going to be able to do exactly that, but we're going to do something even more amazing. And it's going to be all live streamed, and you're going to be able to enjoy it right from the safety and security of your own home. So let's get started and talk about not the 5 top reasons, but actually the 10 top reasons. So here we go. So number 1. We're here, obviously, to help to partner with you. Making the convention name for this year is called Pursue 2020. And I think it's a kind of a play on something concept that doTerra introduced last year, which was called Pursue the Pure. And that has to do, of course, with the expectation that the essential oils that they're going to be producing from now and through eternity, as long as they're a business, are going to be pure. And they're going to be the purest essential oils that can possibly be produced. And that's a really important point, because many essential oils, as we know, are adulterated. And even big companies that say, oh, we have the purest, we have this and that, and we do all this testing, are being shocked into finding that maybe they don't have the purest, and that they're being adulterated or tricked, even back. So they may be buying from a broker, they may be buying from somebody else. They may not personally be adulterating the oils, but they're not even realizing that the oils are being adulterated. So it's important for us as consumers to know where to get the purest. And for me, that place is and I think will always be doTerra. And so, as you know, a little bit about my history, I haven't always been with doTerra. I had purchased essential oils from another company actually for many years, and then became a little bit disillusioned about what exactly was I getting in the bottle. And I've never had that question from doTerra. I always feel like this is the best product that I can possibly buy. So holding this event virtually makes it possible for us to come together in a way that really we've never done before. doTerra recently announced something called the Strengthen the Connection contest. And we want to remind everyone the top reasons to get your customers purchasing their ticket today, and also to attend yourself. So not only you, but encourage someone else. Maybe have a viewing party, get a couple of friends together. You can do it over a couple of weekends if you want, if you don't want to do it all live, or you can do it all live all at once. It's up to you, but it's a great idea. So clear some time in your schedule. Really look at how many hours of video am I going to want to be watching, and who do I want to watch it with? Can I broadcast on my television? Do I want to watch it on my phone or on my laptop, or I don't know, on my tablet? How do I want to be enjoying the content? Because I have to say, some of the content for me, I am just glued to the screen. Other content, maybe not so much, but each person is different, right? I always want to find out about the science and the new products. Those are my 2 big things. But I also love to hear about the initiatives from Healing Hands and other things that are going on in the company, because I know this is a company that's moving forward. So if you would like to get $5 off your ticket, purchasing your ticket today, between today and August 15th, you're going to use the code PURSUES, PURSUES, for $5 off your ticket price. And I know that's not a huge discount, but every little bit helps. And I feel like when you're talking about live streaming, well worth it. Okay, so number 1 reason, take action. This is our first totally virtual convention, and Pursue has the unique ability to bring interactive and dynamic presentations and educations right into your home. You can watch it at your own pace, and you can access all the content until October 31st, which I think I mentioned to you before. Second reason really is the convention offers in-depth product trainings from our executives and their teams, which make everything possible, right? You get to hear straight from the experts, which is not something you get to do on a regular basis with other companies or even with doTerra. I mean, on a regular basis, I am frequently on their live presentations and some of their things that are going on either on Facebook or on different social media platforms. But what I don't hear is directly from the experts because they're just busy. They're doing their thing. That's why they're experts. And so convention gives us a unique opportunity to hear from people that we would not ordinarily have heard from before. Number 3 is really to learn, right, about new product offerings. For me, that's the main thing. I want to be able to go back out with excitement, what I've heard about the new products, and talk to my existing customers. This is a way for us to really generate interest. So I'll go back to people who maybe haven't ordered in a while, and I'll send out some sort of a blast email that says, hey, I've noticed that maybe, we haven't had a chance to talk. I wanted to let you know about something new. Many of those people will get back to me and say, yeah, I want to try that. That sounds amazing. What does that do? How does it work? One of the biggest products for us last year were the turmeric capsules, and announcing that to people, even that hadn't purchased in a while, was really like a big boom. People crawled out of the woodwork and said, wait, turmeric capsules, doTerra is making doTerra turmeric capsules. That's something that I want to hear about, because we had heard, we knew about, we had seen turmeric in the news, in capsules, maybe in a local drugstore or a health food store. But that idea of the dual chamber capsule that was going to be released in a timed released manner, so important and really so interesting. I sent out, whatever information that I had, and I got a lot of responses. Yeah, let me try it. Can you send me a sample? Really, people were talking about that particular product and others, but that's the one that comes to mind right now. So sometimes the new products are extensions of tried and true product lines. Sometimes they're just new, exciting additions. Whatever they are, I have no doubt that you're going to learn to love these new products and really feel like, wow, that's something that really fills a need for me and for my family. So you don't want to miss out on being the first to learn about the life-enhancing effects and benefits coming to you. You don't want to hear it on social media 5 days later. Oh my gosh, I missed that. And I'm sure there's going to be some special offers. Here's the other thing. I don't know if you know this, but when you register for convention, you get a swag bag. Now, I haven't gotten mine yet. I'm expecting it soon. But that swag bag is going to have some pretty good goodies in it. And if you don't remember, over the last few years, every single year, if you've gone to the gala dinner, you've actually gotten a complimentary custom roll-on, and those custom roll-ons have been very interesting. Usually they have the name of the convention or something else really cool on them. I love my custom roll-ons. I can remember the Aspire roll-on and some others that we've had, the One roll-on. Even Beautiful started as a freebie given away at one of the conventions, and now it's been incorporated into the product line, the doTerra product line, in different ways and not always consistently. So stay tuned. I'm sure with your goodie bag, you're also going to get some really cool things. So here's another reason. During this time, I'm sure in the news you've been hearing a lot about how children are being exploited, and you know that doTerra is in the forefront of making sure that children and families are protected. And so during convention, we're going to have a session of hope. You are familiar with the Hope Roll-On. You are familiar, I'm sure, with the work that we've been doing with OUR, which is an organization that works with police and law enforcement and other agencies to end the trafficking of children, not only within the United States, but really worldwide. We've been in a very strong and powerful organization. They're all over the news and the radio and social media. Emily Wright is going to introduce a new initiative with special guests who have leveraged their impact to protect and save children. So together with our new partners and each of you, we can continue to make real and lasting change. We've got to protect our young people, right? Because they are our future. Okay, here's another reason to go to convention, making connections. You're going to experience at this convention the very first virtual product showcase. Now, how is it going to work? I don't know. Are they going to send us samples? I don't know, but I know it's going to be amazing. And I trust that the experience is going to be terrific. Now, I will tell you something interesting. About 2 or 3 months ago, I actually was supposed to go. When was it? June. I was supposed to go to a live business conference down in Tennessee. And because of COVID, of course, it got canceled. And I was feeling a little bit like, I don't know, this is going to be so great. What's going to happen? I'm going to have to sit in front of a screen all day. But lo and behold, about a week before the business conference, I got a big box in the mail. And I thought, what's this? And when I opened it up, it was like Christmas morning. I opened up the box and there were all sorts of goodies in there, things like notebooks and pens and pencils and samples of products and things I was going to be able to use during the training. I was really so excited. And that, I'm going to call it the wow factor. That's part of what makes doTerra amazing. I love their wow factor. And I have to say, I haven't worked for a lot of companies before, and I've worked for quite a few that have that same, I don't know, reason to delight. I love the way they delight us with their product offerings, with their packaging, with their, just their creativity and the way they listen to us as consumers. That's really important to me. So this is kind of, I don't know, a love letter to doTerra if you want, but it's also my way of saying, hey, if you want to do this, now's the time to do it. So if you're feeling like, well, maybe I wasn't supposed to go before, but you're beginning to feel like, no, I think I want to go because what Elena's saying is really important to me, tell me in the chat. I want to hear it. I'm going to keep talking to you about the virtual product showcase, but tell me in the chat. I'm thinking of going. I've already registered. And if you've already registered, let me know because I really want to hear that too. So they're gonna call this virtual experience the doTerra Home. And it's gonna be an interactive experience to learn how to use doTerra products all throughout the day. So if you don't have a doTerra Home, and you've already started using products, but maybe not completely in your home and in your environment, then this is a great showcase. Some of you were on this call about 2 weeks ago when I was talking about a first aid kit. And I have to say, I actually walked out of my house when the lights went out without my first aid kit. I know that's hard to believe. I was able to basically turn around, regroup, and throw a couple of things in a bag because I couldn't even find my first aid kit. I think what I had done was when I was showing it to all of you on live, I put it somewhere and I don't know where, and I've been going through my office and I have to say, I don't know where it is. Before I get on the road again, you bet your bottom dollar, I am going to pack mine up again. But just that idea that I couldn't leave home without my oils. I had to have my stuff. If I didn't have my stuff, it was going to be a really bad trip, and I needed to really have some things with me. And of course, the minute we got there, my husband said, "You brought your oils, right?" And I said, yes, I do. I have them with me. So I'm hearing from people in the chat, super excited. Danielle says she's registered. Vincent says he's registered. Teresa says registered. Betty says, hooray, already registered. Good for you, Betty. So great to hear that. Dardanella is registered. Vicky's registered. Okay, so we've got a lot of people that are registered. Super excited. If you're not registered yet, I want to hear from you. Christy says, registered and waiting for the swag bag. Me too. I want my swag. What do you think's going to be in it? Are we going to get some samples? What's going to be in there? I don't know. doTerra always surprises and delights us. So I'm thinking it's going to be good. I can't wait. I'm really super excited. Okay, here, let's keep going. Here's another reason why you want to go to convention. So doTerra at the convention gives us insights into the future. Right? I can think of them talking to us about maybe the way of medicine. What way is medicine going? Or how we are as a nation or as a world dealing with things like obesity or childhood obesity or diabetes, some really big health issues that are troubling to many, many people. And so what doTerra does is it kind of looks into the future and says, this is where we want to be. This is what we want to do to assist with this, with changing that course of history. So that's super important. So you're going to see a never seen before insider's view of what sets doTERRA apart from the rest. That sounds good. And not only will we share with you roots of how it all began, we're going to give you a view into the complete process from source to you. So I think that's going to be a kind of a cool, I'm looking forward to those videos. There's another big company out there, as you know, that talks about that's sourcing, but ours is, I think, much more transparent. And I think this is a really good thing. I think consumers want transparency. They want to know where their products are coming from and who's touching their products. And especially now during COVID, the idea that things are staying clean and sanitary, super important. And if other companies are buying from brokers, I don't know if they have as much control. And I think doTERRA really does have a lot of control over their process. And I think their customers are super grateful for that. That type of in-depth look wouldn't be possible at an in-person event. And so we're thrilled to take this in-depth journey and be able for doTERRA to show us some of the behind the scenes experts and the processes and that ensure the purity and the efficacy unique only to doTERRA. So I think purity is a really big theme this year. We're calling it the convention is called Pursue, but Pursue can be, go down that path that maybe no one has taken before. And I like the picture of this gentleman. He's sort of walking along alone by an ocean, and he looks like he's reflecting or thinking about what are his next steps. Okay, so people are saying, Eva says, our Singapore members can get the swag bag in website. It's only for US residents. Okay, Eva, that's a good question, but I think Singapore members are going to get a different swag bag, maybe not the same one, but they'll get something else. And Olivia is asking, I really want to join, but I can't. I don't have time. I have to take care of my 3 kids. Olivia, I'm going to encourage you to download the convention, the live streaming, because you can watch it for a month and a half. And that means you can watch little bits at night or you can watch it in the morning. I really feel like it's important to have that connection. I think you'll really enjoy it. And maybe you want to invite a friend, Olivia, to come and watch it with you. Maybe you and another friend or someone from your team, you can maybe sneak out for half an hour or so and watch the key parts. But I think it's well worth it. Swanby says, yes, there's a different swag bag for Malaysia too. Now, I know whatever market you're in and whatever swag bag you get, it's going to be great. So please don't worry. Eva says she wants the US swag bag. I don't know, Eva, maybe you can get it through a friend. I would ask, you never know. I can't give out swag bags because I don't have them, but maybe a friend of yours who's registered in the US, maybe you have a friend who wants to become a member and they can send you a swag bag. So consider it. Bolin says, we'll consider to join. Great, I love it. And Danielle Massa says, what is the discount code again? I want to share with my team. So the discount code is, that's a good question. I think it's, does anybody remember what I said before? I think it was Pursue 5. I'm going to have to check it. It's on one of my earlier slides, and if I go backwards, I don't know if I can go backwards actually. Yeah, I don't think I can go backwards, but I will get you the code before we get off. Somebody remind me. Thank you, Danielle. That was good. Okay, so let's keep going. We're talking a little bit about insights into the future. And why do we talk about convention in terms of leadership? Because what we find is that people who go to leadership tend to grow their teams. There are statistics that show that teams or individuals that go to convention and go to leadership, either one of those 2 lines of events, but specifically to convention, usually grow their teams by 100% or more. So that idea that convention is, I don't know if it's necessary, I don't know if it's for me, If you are actively interested in growing your team and you want to make sure that you're in the right place, convention is not to be missed. So before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. So we go to convention to set an example, not only for our teams, but for ourselves. It's the idea that we're meeting certain guidelines for ourselves. How do we grow? How do we become more professional? We always want to increase our professional awareness and our credentials so that when we talk to people, we sound intelligent, we are intelligent, we have information that backs all of that up. Convention is the easiest and quickest way for us to do that. So really, if you are considering sharing with others and you want to learn more, go to convention, attend this one, especially because it's going to be inexpensive and it's going to be so convenient for you. Now, from those of you who have gone to convention live in the past and you've come from a long distance, you know that there are many different costs involved in traveling to Utah, right? There are things like airline tickets and hotel fees and food while you're there, and maybe you buy some swag. Maybe you go to one of the vendors. There's always lots of vendors there and things to buy. Maybe you do some sort of an activity. Maybe you stay in Utah on a couple of days and go do some hiking or outdoor activities. Utah is a beautiful place, especially in September. Maybe you take a trip before and you decide that you want to see other parts of the United States. So as you can see, convention is not just the ticket to convention if you're going live. So this unique opportunity that everybody's sharing this in exactly the same way, and then none of us are going to be getting on planes. None of us are going to be staying in hotels. None of us are going to be staying in bigger or smaller hotels or closer or more far apart. This is kind of a great equalizer, if you will. So if you're going to be seeing exactly the same thing that I am, there's not going to be any better or worse seating. So this is the time to sit right up front in the presidential diamond seats and get a bird's eye view of exactly what's going on. I think it's going to be it's going to be something good. Okay, so what are one of the things that we recently announced over the last few years? We had an empowered success training. So you're going to get access to the empowered success training as part of convention. So along with some great leadership content, we're also going to have an introduction to the business that will invite those who are not currently sharing to join the movement. So if you are a person who maybe has not shared doTerra essential oils before and just was thinking a little bit about the science or the new products or whatever, but you're also thinking, I wish there was someone who could kind of take me by the hand, could be an expert and do a little bit of training for me. This is a way for you to attend Empowered Success for the same ticket price. So that's another thing that's well worthwhile. Okay. Here's the other thing that I want you to consider. Being part of the live interactive activities happening that, kind of bring the community together during the sessions. There's going to be opportunities to win free products. That's a big one. Now, when you get on with me every week, I always have free products, but I don't have the deep pockets that doTerra has. I can imagine they're going to be giving away thousands of dollars worth of product. And I want to be in on those goodie bags too. So if you, for the price of your ticket, you can be involved in one of these giveaways. So there's I don't know, to me, it's overwhelming. I would just hit go and see what I could attend. And then honestly, I think you're going to be the better for it, no matter what you see, no matter what you do. Okay. To get inspired, and this is a big one, right? So there's always a variety of doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals. Last year, we heard from veterinarians educating on how the body works and how to supercharge it with oils and essential oil infused products. So in the beginning of this chat, I don't know if you remember, but if you scroll all the way up to the top, you'll see that I added right at the beginning the agenda, the proposed agenda. These are really the agenda highlights. So it's not every speaker and what time they're going to be speaking. That'll be announced a little bit more closely to the convention, but right now we have an agenda. You can take a look at it. So if you're considering getting a ticket, go and look at the agenda, see if it piques your interest. I hope that this conversation has also kind of spark something in you that you're saying, I want to do that too. I want to hear about that. I want to try to win one of those, or I want my goodie bag. So think about it and go on and check out the agenda. And last but not least, I guess it's coming soon. It's 30 days away. Now, this countdown clock, I couldn't make it live. It's actually probably less than 11 hours now because I've been talking for so long. So whether you watch in a virtual party together, or you watch with your team, or you watch, maybe you sit in someone's living room and try to watch it on a computer screen, you're going to grow and link up and learn like you've never done before. There's going to be many topics that apply to everyone. So whether you're a parent, or you're a young person, or you're an older person, or a business leader, or you are working doTerra or sharing doTerra, or not at all, there's going to be something in the convention for you. And how do I know that? Because there always is. It's always there's something for everyone. And I've never walked away from a convention saying, oh, I wish I hadn't gone. That was boring. If anything, I walk away from every convention. And like I said, I've been going through from about 2012 saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much I learned this week. And so from my heart to yours, I strongly encourage you to get your ticket today. You can see all the links at the top, and I am going to get those the discount code for you, ladies and gentlemen, because I know that's something that someone had been asking for. So now, what do I want to hear from you in the chat? Number one is if I've changed your mind. That's number one. And then number two is, what's the main reason that you want to go to convention? What's the thing that's really driving you to get there? So have you changed your mind? And then what's the main reason why you want to go to convention? And let's just say maybe today, the top 2 reasons are going to be my prize winners today. So get on and give me some chat. I want to hear what it is. Okay. So today we are talking, as I said before, about convention, why it's important, why it is we go to convention, what are the important things about convention. I think if you've never been before, either live or on, oh, here we go. Oops. I'm getting the code. Okay. I don't know if you saw Pursue 5, that's the code. So I'm getting a couple of people talking in the chat. I want to hear, why do you want to go to convention? Best 2 reasons. Maybe I'll even do best 4 reasons. And I got some pretty cool gifts today that I want to give away. Why do I go to convention? I love to go live because I get to see all my friends. And a lot of this has to do with friendship. I feel like every Monday when I get on with you, I feel like I'm gathering with a bunch of friends. And even though we can't literally hug each other or see each other, I see you in little boxes. Part of what this feels like to me is that I'm keeping in contact with you. So if I know that someone is usually on Mondays and they're suddenly not here, I feel, what's going on? Why weren't they on? What happened? So I am really looking for you, looking for your faces, trying to see who's on, trying to see who's not on. And I will follow up with people if I don't see you on a regular basis. Penn, I see you there. I'm so happy that you're on today. Hi, Christy. I can see some faces. Let me see who's got their camera on today. A few of you putting on your cameras. Good to see you. Hi, Dardanella. I love that painting behind you. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Hi. Wow, that is amazing. So why do we go to convention? Friendship, right? It's harder and harder for us to make friends. We live in a society that's super busy. We live in places that are a little bit anonymous. We live in cities, we live in apartments, we don't see people. And now during COVID, even less. We see fewer and fewer people. We want to be able to make those connections and maintain friendships. I have to say, some of the deepest and most profound friendships that I have are people that I've met through essential oils, people that have supported me, that have been there for me, have watched me and my family and had my back no matter what. And I feel like when I see them in person, whether it's at a convention or at a leadership or when I am able to take a trip, I'm so encouraged by seeing the same faces year after year. And sometimes I miss somebody because when I get there, I can't see them, or they're busy, or they've gone on a trip and I don't get to see their face. And I really miss those connections. Because as you know, when I try to travel, I'm usually on a fairly tight time frame. Maybe I'm going to 2 or 3 countries in 2 weeks. And so I'm there, I don't know, the 20th through the 24th. And we want to make sure that everybody is really just connecting and getting together. And I think for me, that's the biggest thing. So what does convention mean? Convention means getting to see everybody all at once. When I go to the last couple of conventions, I love the night of the gala. The gala is just an amazing event where everybody gets celebrated, and the new diamonds and blue diamonds. And when we have people on our team that are walking, I can't think of a better, more exciting time. Last year, we had 5 diamonds from the team walking, and it was just an amazing event. And then afterwards, I try to have a little bit of a tradition. I don't know, some of you might have gone to it, but on the night of gala, I was take out all the winners, all the walkers, if you will, the people that are walking the carpet, and then all the teams, and we try to have a champagne toast. And if you're not a champagne drinker, then we have ginger ale for the non-drinkers, but it's just that way of everybody, our team, getting together, sitting together, talking with one another, and just cheering on the success that we've had in life and also over the year past, the year that just passed. So I don't know that we're going to be able to do that this year, have a champagne toast. I know there's a lot of you who have had rank advancements, and you've had members of your team that have rank advanced. So please know that I'm thinking about you. We're trying to think about ways to celebrate. If you're here in New Jersey, I think we're going to have actually a little bit of a get together at my house. So I think at the beginning of convention. So if you're here in New Jersey, you're welcome, where I'm going to have a bit of an open house, whoever would like to come, and I can do social distancing in my backyard. Some of you have seen my backyard. It'll give you we'll have enough room so that people can kind of spread out. If you're not in New Jersey, then we're going to have definitely a gathering when I come back and get to see you again, which I'm hoping is very soon. I'm feeling encouraged now that I'm going to be getting on the road, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. I know a lot of you are coming in and telling me what your favorite reason is for going to convention. So here's the last thing that I just want to mention to you. I think that convention is a way for us to have stability. When I used to go to conventions in the past, I would leave and I would feel disappointed. I would feel that there was something that had gone on, and this was with the other company, right? Something going on, and I wasn't a part of it. That I was kind of either left out or I wasn't in the know. But I've never felt that way in doTerra. I felt from the minute I showed up, I was in a special place, and that I was learning along with thousands of other people, and there was no differentiation between me or anybody else. And as I passed people in the halls and I saw familiar faces, it made me feel so great. Now I've been around for a while now, so thankfully I pass a lot of familiar faces, but I also pass a lot of unfamiliar faces. And you know what? That's a great thing too. It means that doTerra is building and growing and thriving, and that people come to us because they're looking for solutions. And that's the main thing that we want to keep thinking about. Why do people come to doTerra? Why do they come to us? They come because they trust us and they're looking for solutions. So I think if in the long run, that's the thing that we really want to remember as we're thinking about what's our goal, where are we going, right? What's happening with our with us and with doTerra, and why do we stay? You know, we may have come here for the products, but I think we stay for the community. We stay for the connection. We stay for the leadership, and we stay for the role models of other people that are living their lives in a way I think that we would want to live our lives in, you know, in good health and in vibrancy, and just wanting to be on the forefront of a movement that says, you know what, I really want to stay healthy, and I'm going to do everything that I can. And I want to keep my family healthy and my friends healthy. And I want to be a leader in that community. So that's why we stay. That's for all of those reasons. That's why we stay. So I love some of your reasons. I'm reading some of them now. My goodness. Okay. So let me see if I can read a couple of them out loud, because I don't know if I can read them all. Quinny says, and this is a beautiful phrase, she wants to bask in the atmosphere and to learn. Yeah, I love that phrase. That's beautiful, Quinny. Thank you. FL says, FL, I'm not sure, I don't know your name. I want to learn from the best oil experts and how to help others with the oils, make life better for others, to have a higher quality of life. Yeah, that's a big one. Elaine says she wants to learn how to become the best leader for her future team. Yep. Vicky Mohan says, because we got a couple of Vickies here, being a first time going to this kind of conventions, I wish to learn more about the products, the benefits, and how to apply them. Swanby says, even though I watched the streaming the past 2 years, I could feel the energy as I watched the streaming. It's so heartwarming to listen to the founders, especially Emily, who always brings tears to my eyes. I know, me too. There's so many poignant moments. And if you're not a crier, bring a tissue, because there's always someone who gets up and tells a story that you can't even imagine. And so inspiring to see members who pursue their dreams despite their circumstances. Yes, that's super important. Thank you, Swinby. Apro Diane says, I want to have the experience being in convention live because it was my first time joining live convention. Joyce says, to learn about the oils I'm using, science, how it works, biology, assurance of the purity, process, and the social arm. I feel that every company should do good. Yes, okay, love that. And Q San Chuan says, convention can reconnect why I chose doTerra in the first place. Learn more about essential oils and discover how we can make an impact to others by sharing the experience with the goodies. First, access to new products. Okay, I think you have all given me so, I couldn't even read them all, there's so many, and I have to say, you're kind of bringing tears to my eyes. I'm so happy that I was able to go to be with you today, because I'm not going to see you for 2 weeks. So let me tell you quickly what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 weeks and how we're going to reconnect on the 31st. If you're not in the chat groups, and I'm not hearing back from all of you, but I'm still putting together the chat groups. If you're in a chat group, you will have seen that I posted this morning that today is our last topic for 3 weeks, right? Because we're going to be in today and then out again. Then I'm just making sure. Whoops. There we go. So we're going to be in today. Obviously, we talked about reasons to go to live stream convention. And then there's going to be no class on the 17th and no class on the 24th. On the 17th, I'm driving to Texas. And on the 24th, I'm going to be driving to Louisiana. So if you look at the map of the United States, I'm kind of going down, 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 a little bit across, then up, up, up again. But needless to say, I'm going to be doing a lot of driving, and I'm not going to be able to get onto Wi-Fi consistently in a way that I'd like. And then the 31st, we're going to be back with a talk that I'm calling the key ingredient to success with doTerra. Do you know what it is? And you may not be able to guess it, because even as I'm reading that, I'm thinking, do I know what the key ingredient to success in doTerra is? If you think you know, you can tell me in the chat. Danielle, I am trying to add everyone into the chat. What I have to do is I have to type in your number, friend you, make sure you're on WhatsApp, and then you also have to get on WhatsApp and request to connect with me. So if you personally are not on WhatsApp, and I'm just going to type in WhatsApp here, because I know some of you may not be, I know it sounds crazy, but some of you may not be familiar with that. That's the app that you need to download to your phone, because that's where we do the chats. So if you're not on WhatsApp, and I know my friends in the US, some of you are not on it. I know wherever you are in Asia, WhatsApp that's the That's the key to the ball game, right? But here in the US, not as many people use it. So if you're not on WhatsApp and you want to be on a chat, you've got to get on WhatsApp first, and then I will request you. No, you can look for me. Yes, Danielle has another question. She says, yes, you can look for me. So if you get onto WhatsApp, you can just find me, Elena Yordan, and and in the meantime, I'm going to be sending out information. But number one is download the WhatsApp app. Quinny says, did you drive last year from Ohio to Texas, pit stops? Oh, she did the drive from Ohio to Texas. Oh, wow, Quinny. How long did it take you? Pit stops along a few states. How many days did you drive it? I'm going to be driving 3 days down, and I think one across, and then 3 days back up again. So it's going to be an interesting, I'm going to be on the road for almost 2 weeks, 3 days. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to break it up like 7, 7, and 7 and stop at hotels in between. Please wish my son Henry well. He's going to be starting at university for the first time. We basically drop him off on the 18th, and then he starts. And they're going to have a little bit of an orientation, and then classes are going to start for him that Monday, but super excited for him. I think he's really excited, maybe a little bit nervous, but it should be really good. Thank you. Danielle says, good luck, Henry. Amazing. 2 kids in university this year is going to be really a little crazy, a little expensive, but he's going to something that is going to Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. So SMU, fondly known as SMU, a big Texas school right in the heart of Dallas, Texas. So really exciting. So who would have thought it, right? I'm going to be visiting family. I'm going to be visiting friends. I'm going to be hosting some classes. I'm going to be maybe crying in my car as I leave my son, wave my son goodbye. I'm sure many of you have left a child behind, or you've dropped a kid off somewhere at school, even if it's just kindergarten, and you felt, oh, I can't know. I'm not usually the crying type, but I don't know. He's my baby. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see how I do. But he's really excited, and we've been packing and getting things all ready. You can imagine being out of the house with the electricity for the last few days. There were moments where I just said, I was going to get in the car right now and start driving to Texas, but it didn't really make sense. Elaine says, hugs to you, Elaine. I'm sure you'll miss him. Congrats to Henry. Time flies. Betty says, time flies. All the best. Henry can always connect through virtual. Yes. He's not super chatty like his mother, though. He's very quiet like his dad. So he's not, most of the time when I text him and I say, hey, Henry, how's it going? He says, good. And that's about the extent of it. That's about all I get. So we'll see how this works. My daughter, on the other hand, is super, super chatty. I'm sure if you're a parent, or you're, even if you have siblings, you know what that's about. Some are chatty and some are quiet. Betty says, oh, I'm sorry. Seung Lee says, all the best to your baby Henry. give him a deep blue rub. Yes, I absolutely will. I think he's going to be playing lacrosse when he gets to college. We don't know anything about the college seasons. He's got to be studying, nose to the grindstone, because he's really got to get good grades, because that's super important. But he may also be doing some sports, and we'll see how that rolls out. I'll keep you all posted. Okay, so going back to our winners today, I think I had a lovely time today with you. I'm going to miss you over the next 2 weeks, but I know when I come back, I'm going to be super rejuvenated. And I think because you will not have seen me for 2 weeks, you're going to feel like, wow, Elena's back. That's good. We want to see her again. Okay, so my 2 winners today, I'm going to type it in here. My 2 winners today are Swan B and Q San Chuan. Swan B and Q San Chuan. You are the winners of a sample case, and hold on. and let's see if I can get this right on the camera, and a beautiful roll-on. And I don't know if you've known this, but this was one of the gifts that we had a couple of years ago, and we've been getting them on and off, but not as many as I'd like. So you're gonna get a sample case and a beautiful roll-on. Sample cases are in Singapore already. These are not, so I'm gonna have to mail these to you. They're gonna go out probably tomorrow, and you'll be able to see them probably over the next couple of weeks. And for those of you who haven't received a package from me, we've been having some issues with mailing. Every package has a tracking number on it. I've been giving everybody their tracking numbers, but I know that there's been some difficulty with tracking and receiving packages. So please be patient with us. If you haven't got a package that you think you should have gotten, please text me or DM me privately, and I'll make sure that a new package goes out to you, and we'll do some tracking before we send everything. Okay. Thank you for all your good wishes. Thank you, Dardanella. I'm going to try to have a safe trip. I'm not a crazy driver. I'm going to try to drive safely. Hopefully we'll have great weather, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you back here in 3 weeks, right? 2 weeks off, and then I'll be back. And have a wonderful, wonderful time, everyone. Loved seeing you all today. And I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye now.